Can't get them out.
Got 2 more and let me know if I turn the air on, but right now it's pretty good.
All it takes is just a little dab of glue in there to hold it. These things fit tight anyway. Pretend we let that dry overnight. Inlay. There you go. Here. On several pieces of furniture there you saw bellflowers. There's Is that thunder?
Yeah.
Where are my bellflowers?
Do that on the
Oh,
I'm ready for dinner.
you wonder what you might use the little dots for. These are bellflowers. You go down the leaves. These bellflowers came from probably the 1940s, maybe 30s or 40s. I bought at a shop. A friend of mine, father, had bought these in Baltimore, Maryland. The price tag for them was in there. They were 16 cents a sheet.
How many on the sheet?
That's a sheet right there.
Well,
Notice the little dots in the bottom.
That's a whole nickel a piece.
Yeah.
And that was expensive back then.
Yeah.
Those don't appear to be all uniform either.
They're probably not. But it doesn't make a difference. They're unique. You don't put them in. Now, when I use these, I cut the dots off and put the dots down below them. I think it looks better.
Yeah.
And it's a whole lot easier to inlay. Do it that way. So that's what I do, and that's where I use those drills. You got this a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. You can make bellflowers yourself. You can make these with chisels, wide, sweet chisels. Cut them out, and when you cut them out, then you shade them, sand shade them, the ends and the tips. Then you should glue them together like this, and inlay them as a 3-piece unit, not singularly. There's no reason to inlay them singularly. It's 3 times as hard. Just glue them all together, and then lay that as a unit. Way easier.
You use the Dremel to.
I could, yeah, use the double-sided tape, chase around them, use the Dremel with a much smaller cutter.
Right.
On these, I would use a 1/16 cutter to waste out the wood. The exact same. We could do one if you want.
Do you still do the chisel
Yeah,
to clean up edge?
yeah. We'll just do one. See if we got one in here already off. Yeah. Here's one. No, that was too good. Sure, there's one that's kind of loose. Yeah, here we go. What is this one? Right here. And the first thing I'll do is I'll cut off that ball on the bottom. And I'll make that a point. So I'll come in like this, cut that away, and cut that off that way. So now we've got a bellflower. Put a snip on this. These things are glued down with hide glue to a piece of paper, hold them together. anytime you inlay something like this, you need to have a center line to inlay it on so it doesn't get cockeyed. So over here I have a square.
You think you need some more? Think you need more?
No, I just didn't know if you had more.
It'll,
No, I don't see it. There's a square.
Here's the square.
We got a center line for this thing to be inlaid on. There you go. Need to retrieve that double sided tape. It should be here somewhere.
Here it is.
Oh.
Where did you get your double side tape?
I buy Woodcraft
That
in
kind of.
Chattanooga. Yeah, that's where I get mine. I tell you what, it's invaluable to me. Again, if you were doing this period correct, you wanted to hold it in place, you would dab a hide glue on there and stick it down, leave it for a few minutes and it'd stick. And you got ready to take it off, it would just peel right off. Good thing about hide glue, it doesn't interfere with anything. Won't hurt your finish, won't leave a mark.
Oops.
It may be in the dark here in a minute.
Lost our video.
It looks like we're gonna get another afternoon storm outside.
Well, I told you when I went to work for TVA at the power plant, that's what I wound up doing for the next years, was building power plants. People ask me about furniture. How do you know how to do all that? And I said, well, I used to build nuclear power plants. This is just furniture.
did you work with any other power plants besides Browns Ferry?
Yeah, I worked at Hartsville, which was shut down. Worked at Sequoia. Did not, thank goodness, ever work at Watts Bar. That job was snake bit, as we would say in construction. Snake bit from the day it broke ground.
Belafonte?
I worked at Belafonte. Belafonte should have been shut down years before it was. I worked there. It was a B&W design, Babcox and Wilcox. Babcox and Wilcox were the Yugos of the nuclear business. And there was only one other like it in the world, in Germany. The Germans built it. And the Germans know how to do things. The Germans built it and couldn't operate it. It was what they call transients without scram. The reactor would be running, and all of a sudden it quit. Start shutting it down. You didn't know why. And it was on most power plants. You know what caused it? Not on the B&W plant. They couldn't tell what did. They'd shut the plant down, and sometimes it'd take them weeks to find out what happened. And they'd find out that there was a main steam shutdown valve, a main steam bypass valve over in the turbine building, limit switch tripped quick, which gave a signal to this, which gave a signal to that, which gave a signal to something else. Oh, shut down, so they did. That was in the days of 8-track stereo electronics. Did not have a computer that could tell you everything that was happening. And the Germans said, we can't run this plant. And they finished it and they shut it down, never ran it. And we were trying to build Belafonte. Crazy. Yeah, I was the head engineer, construction engineer at Belafonte for about 6 years.
Y'all did something right at Browns Ferry.
It's still running.
Still
Yeah.
going.
That was the best job I ever had. I started on that job the day when they had just broken ground, and I was a startup and test engineer to start them up. And that was the best job I ever had, was starting them up. I built all this stuff, put all this stuff together, and we were building it. I said, man, this thing's so complex, it'll never run. Well, it did. And it changed my whole attitude. After that, I said, hey, we can build anything.
guy named Terry Cash?
Yeah, yeah. He was in operations.
Yeah, he started straight out of, he's my best friend.
Yeah,
He started straight out of, engineering school at Belfont.
Yeah,
He was
yeah, I
Army
remember.
Missile Command now.
yeah. Yeah, that's where everybody went from Belfast.
Yeah,
Was over to the arsenal.
he still commutes from Scottsboro.
Oh, does he still live in Scottsboro?
Yeah.
I live in Scottsboro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He
On
lives-
County Park Road, right across from the lake.
He lives in Dutton up on Scenic
Yeah,
Drive.
right, yeah, I know where Dutton is.
Of course, he's working from home now.
Are you just getting deeper? with
Just
each
deeper and deeper every time, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper.
Are you trying to get the full depth,
No, oh no,
your exact depth?
yeah, no. I just wanna get the top surface,
Okay.
just enough to give purchase to that chisel. So that chisel's got something it can line up on.
Oh, these match the sweep of one of the chisels.
Okay. All right, that's good. Now we're gonna pry this thing up, try not to take it apart. Yeah, the Bellefonte, there was a guy in Chattanooga trying to buy Bellefonte. The developer they had there. Don't think he was ever successful.
Somebody bought it. It had some government backing. They tried to sell it to us, and I went up and met with them.
They,
They had the nuclear, they wanted $3.5 billion for it,
Yeah.
it never run.
yeah. I'll tell you the things there.
It's a beautiful plant site though.
Oh, yeah, we're right down the river.
Plant site, the grass is cut.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's 100 employees there planting, they'll run, they just kept it polished up.
Yeah. I know. We're gonna use that drill, that bit that we used originally, that first, about a 16th inch one we put back in here. Gonna use it again. This one's too big. That one we used before, too big. We need a smaller bit.
So that's a 16th inch on a 8-inch shaft.
Right. 16th on an 8-inch shaft. I could probably use one a little bigger, but this'll work.
Is that one of your set?
Oh, yeah, that's when I was
Toolbox?
set. So when I was using it for that, when I did that first line Inlay, it's the same one.
Now, this one you probably have to make in multiple passes.
Oh, yeah, can do this
Now,
one,
do
please.
you buy those bits from Stu Mac also?
Yeah, you can buy them from StuMag, but the best place to get them is from that, company I showed you,
Technology.
Drill Bit Technology. They're better and they're cheaper. Okay, we're gonna put this thickness in. Put it in there. Bring that down. Lock it. There we go. All right. Now we need to get the foot switch again and the magnifying glass again. There we go.
When you're cutting in dark wood, do you put anything in the
Yeah.
in the marks?
Yeah, I use
Chalk.
chalk. I use chalk a lot, but I just rub some chalk in there and it shows you right where it is. Oh, this is, I can see this light coming in there's good. And you have the light here, so we'll be all right. Okay, I'm gonna plunge to that depth. Right in the middle. Ah, shoot. Hard to operate this on, even on my knees.
You want a chair?
Oh, that's okay, I'll do it over here. This will work, I got it. Oh, that's right. What's on here?
Upside down?
I didn't zero it right. I didn't zero it before I set the
Yeah,
depth.
you did.
A rookie mistake. Here we go. Now lock that. Now come back and do it.
Well, that's better than going too deep.
Okay, right on there. Too slow. This is a trouble you have. You've got everything you own out and you can't find anything. Well, I've lost the leaf. The other little leaf from when I used to set that person. Where did it go?
Sometimes I can be looking straight at it and not see it.
It's one leaf of the
It's
one of those.
One leaf.
south side on it. Well, I call myself looking at that, and I'm not here. I'm very good shot.
Here's Blanchard over there.
Not big ten. Well, we're right here, we're sitting right here.
It probably fell through a hole and it's on my plastic shelf. I had to pull out that plastic top right here. It fell through a hole.
Ah, there it is.
There you go.
We're right. There it is.
I know where benches. I know where benches.
There we go. Put it back where it's supposed to go this time. All right, try this again.
Subdivision, sits on top of the ditch. Going to school mother.
Yeah, close myself.
Turns around.
Turn it around and half. All right. I'm gonna turn it around where I got the V notch in front of it, I can see that. There we go. Okay. Most of it. Need a shorter chisel. Yep, orange. There are my regular glasses. I could use if I had a cutting tool with the right sweep, I could use it, but a short chisel will still do it. Oh no, I chipped out a piece. There. Well, that's okay, I can show you how to fix that. Most of woodworking is fixing stuff you screwed up. This bench, 3 inches short for me. Is anybody not gonna be here tomorrow? Other than you know, I was hoping to show you how to do the pad arrays, but I can do that tomorrow. That's a lot like marquetry. I cut mine on a scroll saw. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Oh, right there. Right there. Just got to cross the grain and it just popped out. You want it to pop out sometime, but not then. Now this one's going to pop out.
Did you save the little piece that popped out?
I can't find it. There it goes. Popped right out. edges. Except for that chip out, that's pretty good. See the
No glue needed there.
little chip out right there, just a little bit. Some of this dust that I've had around here. Make a little more dust. If I had done, if I had the dust collector on there, the little dust box, you know, I've got the dust box, I think it's got dust in it. And share, got dust. No,
Whoa.
Wrong color.
it's not the right color.
Turn it over and put your hand on the back of it.
Got to plug it in. Oh. It's in my phone. Pushed a little bit white glue down there. Let's see if I can make it a little bit. If you keep putting a little dust in there and a little more glue, it's filling it up. Use a little up there at that end too. There's some dust. Anyway, you get the idea. You can rub glue, little dust, little glue, little dust, and fill it in. See another spot right there. See that little gap right there? Just fill it right up. There. Gone. A little more right there, maybe. Just a little glue. I think That'll come out all right. You have any alcohol here, do you?
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, it's got aloe in it.
A little, oil of some type. You can see better what it's gonna look like. Here's a little alcohol on it. Oh, is it?
At the end of this today, can you do a group shot of us around the bench up here again?
Yeah.
Just do a group shot. Do that for the newsletter.
We were gonna talk about cutting veneer. You mentioned cutting veneer.
Will it work?
I don't know, it might.
Got alcohol?
Perfect. Alcohol's, at least can tell you what it's gonna look like. There, look at that. A little bit. Wasn't the best job I've ever done, but it gives you the idea. And those little gaps that don't quite make up, just a little white glue and some sawdust. And I normally have, at home I do have little boxes with cherry, walnut, veneer, mahogany, little boxes of dust that I collected out of one of these sanders, and that I have.
Little Altoid tins work real well. for that.
Yeah, they do. They do. They sure do. Let's take a break for a minute. Let me straighten this stuff up, and we're gonna talk about cutting veneers next.